Astronomers and scientists keeping a very close eye on a strange traveler that began its journey to our solar system a long time ago from a galaxy far, far away. It's only the third interstellar object ever discovered, and it is known as 3I Atlas, and has many scientists puzzled. Is it a comet? Or is it something much more? And when can we see it here on planet Earth? And we have the best person to explain all of this to us, the Frank B. Baird Jr. Professor of Science at Harvard University Center for Astrophysics, Dr. Avi Loeb. Doctor, great to have you with us. Really intriguing stuff here. What makes this object so unusual, and why is it generating such debate within the scientific community?
Thanks for having me. It's just the third object that we spotted from outside the solar system, and we already know that it's 1,000 to 1,000,000 times more massive than the previous two that we discovered over the past 8 years. So that makes it quite rare. And the question is, why would the third object be so massive relative to the previous ones? But moreover, its trajectory is aligned with the plane of the planets around the sun, the so-called ecliptic plane. And the chance of that happening at random is 1 in 500. So the question arises as to whether its trajectory was designed by some intelligence. And it's coming very close to several planets, including Mars, on October 2nd, and then Jupiter on March 16th, 2026. So the question is it planning to not only probe these planets, but perhaps even release probes that will visit the Earth, or maybe it will maneuver when it comes closest to the sun on October 29th? And I should say that it has many other anomalies. There was a glow during July and August that was extended towards the sun rather than away from the sun, the way we find the comets doing. And moreover, it has a lot of nickel around in the gas plume around it without much iron, which is a feature of industrially produced nickel alloys.
You know, it's so fascinating to listen to you talk about this, because you kind of are giving it some sort of intelligence, even that it is acting in some kind of deliberate fashion or was designed to do that. You've recently stated that NASA is maybe concealing the truth about 3I Atlas. NASA has yet to release any pictures of this interstellar object. We have seen some images from the Gemini Observatory and the European Space Agency. Doctor, why would NASA do this, if indeed they are?
Well, we did see images from the Hubble Space Telescope, from the Webb Telescope. So NASA did release images in the past, but the best image is yet to come. It was obtained on October 2nd when the object was 30 million kilometers away from Mars. And the high-rise camera on board the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter took the very sharpest image of it with 30 kilometers resolution per pixel. And we really want to see that image. However, the claim is that because of the government shutdown, we are not able to see it. And it's already 3 weeks since the image was taken. So I tend to assign this delay with, rather than with extraterrestrial intelligence, with terrestrial stupidity. I mean, it's just the government shutdown.
There's a lot of that, isn't there? All right, so it's getting ready to come close to Mars, and then it's going to have its closest distance to the sun. What happens after that? Let's say in the immediate future, over the next 4 to 6 weeks.
So two dates to keep in mind is one, October 29th, just before Halloween. It will pass closest to the sun. That's the best time for a technological spacecraft to do a maneuver or release mini probes that will do a maneuver, because they can take advantage of the gravitational assist by the sun. And a week later, there will be a mission that was launched by the European Space Agency called JUICE that will be able to observe it. And then on December 19th, 2025, that's just 1 week before Christmas, the object will come closest to Earth, and then we should get the best image from Earth of that object. Finally, on March 16th, 2026, it will come closest to Mars, and there we have a spacecraft called Juno that hopefully will not only image it, but could use its radio antenna to try and detect maybe a radio signal from it.
Yeah. So, Dr. Loeb, are we going to be able to see this with the naked eye or with rudimentary telescopes here on planet Earth? Take a look at it.
Yes, in fact, you can buy online a telescope as long as its diameter is of all the half a meter, 50 centimeters, you should be able to see 3i Atlas once it comes behind the sun. Right now, it's actually getting closest to the sun when the Earth is on the opposite side. So we can't look at it. When you look at the sun during the day in the coming week, just keep in mind that 3i Atlas is hiding behind it. But yes, after it comes out of the sun, we should be able to watch it during November and December, even with amateur level telescopes.
All right, finally, Dr. Loeb, I know you're really excited about this, and I love it when people get excited about space. What do you think this is? You've looked at all of this data for the last number of months. Do you believe that this is something more than just a comet?
Yeah, in fact, a few months ago, I defined a scale where 0 is a natural object, 10 is a technological object that could be a threat to humanity. You know, it's a blind date where on the other side, we may have a serial killer. We just don't know. And I gave it a 4. A 40% chance based on 8 anomalies that it shows of being technological. And of course, if we get more data and it looks like a comet, a natural object, then I would revise my ranking. But it will never go below 2 out of 10 because we know the trajectory is aligned with the planets. And, you know, the chance for that happening at random is really small.
So we're going to be watching to see if this thing makes any sudden moves over the next number of weeks. Dr. Avi Loeb, we're going to keep an eye on it. Professor at Harvard University, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.